So I'm here with Pastor Reginald Celestin and Pastor Rivenson. And Pastor Rivenson is a new friend. Pastor Reginald has known him for a while, but recently we all did a crusade together. And unfortunately, due to the situation in Haiti and the airport being closed, I was unable to go and to be a part of the open air gospel meetings. But they did an amazing job. And on the final night, roughly around 5,000 people were there, and our friend Church Paul from Nigeria was there preaching as well. People were delivered, a bunch of people got saved. It was definitely a fruitful time in ministry. I want to thank those who've been supporting and helping us to feed prisoners in Carrefour. But I want Pastor Reginald to give kind of like a brief update of what's going on in the Carrefour area, because many of you who've been to Haiti or who are supporting We See Jesus Ministries, you've been in that actual area many times. And so I would like people to understand what is the reality of what's going on there. Pastor Reg, could you give a brief update on what's actually happening in Carrefour?
Yes, sir. Um, so as you know, we have our base in Corfu, our ministry base is in Corfu. We pastor church there, and
Where is
we
the
are
church? Where is the church in relation to the police station?
the church is exactly across the police station, the tax office, and the jail. So it's
So
like
literally across the street, like literally
exact
across the street is the police station, the tax uh building, and the jail.
the jail, yeah, the prison.
So this is right
So
next to him. This isn't far away. This is right there. Go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So now for the past 2 months, the situation has escalated in Kafur, where gangs are really, like literally taking over the whole city of Kafur from the mountaintop to downtown Kafur. So like even yesterday, I had a meeting with some like on Sunday, I had a Zoom meeting with our church because since the last crusade that we had, so I've been established in Corfu. This crusade was supposed to start on Friday. On Tuesday, I came for the crusade, and then on Friday, my wife and children had to leave Corfu because they had taken over the city on Thursday. So, meaning for the past 2 months, we've been in Cavaillon. We cannot go to Carrefour, and like they have taken over the police station. They have, I mean, we got 3 police stations in Carrefour, and none of them are operational now. So every day they are seeing people with, raffles, people with big guns, parading on the street.
Broad daylight.
And yeah, yeah. And then also going and and they are taxing vendors, like street vendors. You have to pay this amount of money, terrorizing people. And the worst thing about it, it's now they start to whip young women. Like they would take, like I've just heard a story about 3 girls coming back from school. So while they were going, the gangs took over them and they didn't see them for like 1 week. And after using them, having sex with them for 1 week, they sent them back. It was not like for ransom, you know? So we are seeing all that, and many people are leaving Corfu now, without taking anything. Like I can give you a personal testimony story, like the mission base in Carrefour, like my house in Carrefour, you've been
Yeah.
there. So we've installed some surveillance cameras. So we got a one camera outside. And then on Saturday, the gangs were passing in front of my house and they saw the camera and they got really mad. They were asking, what is that house? Why they have cameras outside? Like to them, it's like we are putting cameras out to control what they are doing on the street. So one neighbor had to talk to them and then tell, no, it's nothing. They used to have a church there, da da da. And in front of them, he had to take a ladder and remove that camera from our house, just to show you that they are the law now. They are making the law, their own laws. This is what you can do. This is what you cannot do. This is when you're gonna have school, when you don't gonna have school. And they are partying, like on Saturday night, they were partying on the, at the corner of our church. And how close is our church to the police station. So they were partying all night long, drinking. So things are scary for those who don't have a place to go. Like this morning, talking to my wife, and she was crying, about those. Even though where we are at peace, but you cannot really enjoy peace when you know of the people you left behind, you know? So that's a brief summary of what's really happening in Corfu now.
Yeah, it's very troubling, and for people who know you, I want people to just feel that for a second. He hasn't been to his house in 2 months, and he hasn't been to the church that he pastors and leads in 2 months. And he cannot freely just go back to his own neighborhood. And so here, kind of in the South, and the South is acting kind of like a city of refuge, so to speak, in a biblical context where um, it's more peaceful. Now, Pastor Rivenson, you're in Lakai. What are things like in Lakai? Because people don't really understand. Lakai is not in the exact same situation, and that's why we were able to do the crusade. And by God's grace, when we've come, we've flown over most of the situation. But the thing that people need to know is that the situation is spreading to the south. And so that's something that we have to really consider and understand. But what is it like for you in Lakai?
Yeah, I thank God, we are still safe there, and we want to take advantage. We need to take advantage uh, that moment God is giving us peace. And Haiti, sky in the south part of Haiti, which is like this, and Port-au-Prince will be there, and then Lake High, the South Peninsula, and people who don't know, they think that all over Haiti there is that chaos, but South is a peace place now, and then people are leaving Port-au-Prince, and we are growing, because a lot of people are leaving the house, like Pastor Reggie and his family, and a lot of people all over Port-au-Prince, they are leaving and coming to South, because South is still peaceful. God is blessing us with some police chief in the area, and that block the gang activity halfway from Port-au-Prince. And every gang that tried to get to South, and they got arrested, they got stopped there. You
Now,
know,
do you think that they're going to try to continue to press south and have
I
almost
think
like
I
a
think
little bit
that's
of more of a
I think
war than a
I think
battle?
that's their idea, but it won't happen because it's we I think it's God grace. It's not because of that man. I think there's the hand of Jesus Christ behind that, and keeping us safe, safe,
Yep.
and giving us time to preach the gospel, giving us time to do what we have to do more crusades, and gaining souls,
Do,
and
do you think on a practical level, um, the United States gave $300 million to Kenya to help Haiti. Do you think that if they actually bring troops there, do you think that they'll station some of the troops in that area so that like they can then take ground back? Or do you think that that's possible for a foreign force to help take ground back, or do you don't think that's gonna happen?
uh,
What's
I
your
think
opinion?
I think if they come, actually where we are right now, anything and anyone that could help will be welcome. anything that could help pushing those people and arrested them or blocking them, that would be welcome. So if the Kenyan come and uh, if they really want to do something, and then they will be welcome, you know. And but if it's not, if it's just for uh like
Publicity.
just it's so if they come, then they need to come just for helping with those gang activities. We don't want people just coming and having uniforms and carrying guns and without doing anything to
Yeah.
keep that country under control. No.
Yeah. We're praying that God would establish justice and peace in Haiti, because the fact
Amen.
that people cannot even go into their own homes, or people, a family from Pastor Reginald's church left in the middle of the night with nothing and showed up at, in Cavaillon. It's terrible.
Mhm.
It's really sad. And I'm praying and believing with you that God will do something. I don't know
Mhm.
what it'll look like, or how it'll happen, or when it'll happen, but we're just believing that God will do something so that there's a sense of some sort of peace and law and order. I mean, I
Mhm.
remember when we could just drive through the whole country and go to the beach. And I mean, Haiti has always been, I think, in some ways dangerous. Um, but to the level and to the degree of things now where people can't even go to their house, I think that that's deeply disturbing, to not feel at home in your own house or your own country, um, and to be basically afflicted by your own people.
Mhm.
No, it's not like, Babylon comes and takes you. It's like Haiti taking Haiti. I mean,
Really.
it's really,
Mhm.
it's really incomprehensible, but it has happened. I mean, it happened in Russia, where Russia took their own people as slaves, and that's how they built their subway. I mean, it happens, and it's really difficult to see this, especially, I love Pastor Reginald like a brother, and so it's almost like, man, like it has been um difficult to see, but yet we remain in faith, and we're trying to do our part, and ask God, what can we do? And so I want to thank the We See Jesus Ministries friends and partners who've helped us feed prisoners. We've been doing that for a while now, and we have a project with Pastor Reginald to get uniforms for the kids so that they can go to school in a dignified fashion and keep learning. Tina has been doing an ESL class for the kids in Haiti. Pastor Rivenson and Pastor Reginald are doing, we're doing open air meetings and leadership training and stuff like that. So if it's in your heart to support the effort, the relief and the building, and just what we're feeling God is asking of us in this time, you can go to weseejesusministries.com/give/projects, and you can help in that way. Giving helps. We want to keep the resources flowing to the people that are doing the work. And I also want to just encourage you to, keep Pastor Reginald and Pastor Rivenson in your prayers, because they're doing a great work in the midst of a very difficult time. And so, as brothers and sisters to them from around the world, we could find ourselves in a time just like them. And so, it's actually a privilege and an opportunity to stand with people during their moment of difficulty, because the way the world is, and the environment and the climate, spiritually, politically, and economically, it could be us. And so you always want to sow seeds that you may need to reap one day. One of the reasons I've chosen to be merciful is because God was merciful to me, and I may need mercy one day, right? That's not my plan, to screw up, but when you are merciful, you're sowing mercy, you'll reap mercy. And when you sow generosity and concern for others, you will reap that. And so I just wanted to say thank you. We appreciate our friends and partners, and those who have helped us continue the work of the Lord. And the kingdom doesn't stop. And so, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. And so the kingdom trumps Trump. The kingdom trumps the governments and the gangs of this world, whether they're good or bad. The kingdom is everlasting, it shall know no end. And the church that Jesus is building, the gates of hell cannot prevail against it, shall not prevail, and have not prevailed historically against every emperor, every dictator, and every war, every plague. And so we are building uh, for the kingdom. And so we appreciate those who have helped us do that. Bless you guys. Thank you. And again, if you want to give, go to WeSeeJesusMinistries.com/give/projects, and you can see some of the stuff that's going on in Haiti. Thanks.